This is all your ego.
Can you verify that?
Hey everybody, this is Andrew. We got another video here.
To identify anybody.
Well, I don't care about policy.
This is
I care about law.
So the policy follows
Female auditor,
I don't have to abide by your
First
department's
Amendment auditor.
policies. I go by the law. I go by the law. And the law is I don't have to ID to you. Your policy doesn't mean shit to me.
Ma'am, you do understand that if you refuse to ID yourself...
He's very calm.
If
She's
you want
already
to
belligerent.
To arrest me for a separate crime, you can arrest me that as a secondary
She's
charge,
correct on the law,
but it's
but
not a charge in itself.
There's no charge initially. We're just having a...
she doesn't have to be prickly about it.
And if you would just give me your ID, I could ID you.
Did you call your supervisor?
I believe you. I do too. Now, understand from my point of view...
That's not difficult, is it? He gives us his ID.
I'm here all the time. I normally don't see a car parked here, which is a little bit weird. That's called what we call reasonable suspicion in my job. Okay? When I have that, I have the right to talk to people, ask a couple questions, figure out what's going on, and as long as everything checks out, we all go on our way.
But we don't have to answer a single question that you ask. Yeah, no, we don't have to answer your questions.
You do.
No.
As a police officer, I have that authority.
You can ask me anything you want, but I'm not obliged to tell you.
She's just leaning on her Fifth Amendment.
Can I please have it? Sir, do you know who she is? Is she with you?
No, she's relying on her Fourth Amendment.
I'm going to hang on until I get hers. So as soon as
She's
gives me her
being
ID, the sooner we can all be on our way.
Purposefully
What's your suspicion now?
obstinate.
So he's explained everything to you, so what are your suspicions about me?
As a police officer, when I'm on a call, I have reasonable suspicion. I have the right to ID everyone I'm talking to.
Well, I don't have to ID to you unless you charge me with a separate crime. You cannot get me for failure to ID because it's none of your business.
The longer you interrupt me, the longer we're going to be here. All right?
Don't talk to me like I'm a child.
Well, then don't act like one.
I'm not.
Here we go. Again. Ready? I have his ID. Because I have reasonable suspicion to talk to you, I need your ID. The sooner you give it to me, the sooner we can all be on our way. That's all.
He's still remaining pretty calm.
Okay, give me your ID and I will.
Can you call your supervisor, please? What's your name, badge number, employee number? I'm asking him.
Here's something to point out, especially since it's so obvious. The first cop said this guy is training. So he's setting a bad example. I'm guessing they have the culture of violating rights and getting away with it. Maybe that's why they smile when you tell them you're going to make a complaint. It's like saying, do what you want and get away with it. Just stay loyal to the blue line.
Thank you.
Officer Moss, 40111.
Thank you.
Or
please call your
he's
supervisor?
training the guy.
Soft sit, not bowing to your will does not make somebody a soft sit.
And I believe you don't watch the things so difficult with me.
First Amendment auditors actually, with their behavior, act a lot like sovereign citizens, and they're often mistaken for them.
Okay. 17.
There's not much of a difference in terms of treatment of the police between sovereign citizens and First Amendment auditors.
Of a sovereign citizen?
Sovereign citizen is someone who just doesn't cooperate with police. They don't think they have
Technically, the sovereign citizen doesn't feel like they have to abide by any
I don't know
rule
why you
or
think
law.
I'm a soft sit.
Okay, look.
And First Amendment auditors
No.
abide by the
It's none
Constitution.
of your business. It's an overreach
But they both
of
treat
your power
Cops
when you don't
like
have
crap,
any suspicion
and they
that I've
shouldn't. It's
committed
very
a crime.
disrespectful.
This has become 100% your ego.
It's not.
This is all your ego.
Can you verify that? Ma'am, you understand that it's my policy of my department to identify anybody.
Well, I don't care about policy. I care about law.
So the policy follows law.
I don't have to abide by your department's policies. I go by the law. I go by the law. And the law is I don't have to ID to you. Your policy doesn't mean shit to me.
Ma'am, you do understand that if you refuse to ID yourself, I have to take you to
Foul
If you
mouth.
want to arrest me for a separate crime, you can arrest me that as a secondary charge. But it's not a charge in itself.
There's no charge initially. We're just having an encounter with you.
Right.
And if you would just give me your ID, I could ID you.
Did you call your supervisor?
Not yet, because you haven't given me your ID.
And this is really
I've
where
asked
First
over and
Amendment
over for a
auditors
supervisor. That's what they're for.
You asked me twice.
I asked you
stick to their
Will you
guns
call a supervisor?
in terms of not showing their ID, because it creates conflict, which makes good videos, which they're able to get a lot of eyeballs on YouTube, and YouTube sends them money. So this is why they do that. Unfortunately, it ties up the resources of the police in the process. probably not the safest thing for cops to be doing either. Babysitting, all these folks who essentially spit on them. Not all of
All we're
them.
trying to
Some of
do
them are
is
real
freaking
respectful.
work.
But some
supervisor?
of them are not.
Okay.
This woman's just got a bad attitude, even though she's
That's
right.
little. They know I'm right, and they know they fucked up.
Just disrespectful to police.
Am I still detained?
You don't know if this cop is brand new. He's certainly training. I mean, there's no room for error.
That's what the driver's license is.
This guy's not a tyrant, but she's treating him like a tyrant.
Can you just tell me,
No,
That's
I'm not.
that's a problem.
They gave you an update.
What's going on?
But he updated you.
I'm just trying to get you
What's your name and
Officer
full?
Malone, badge number 409192.
I couldn't understand the name.
Officer Malone,
Malone.
409192.
Thank you.
Can you just tell me what's going on?
No, I don't need to do anything. I'm ready to leave
Well,
here.
right now you're
I'm
being
detained for nothing. So
Okay.
I don't
Well,
have
can you
anything to say.
provide-
I don't need anything. You're not the supervisor, right?
I'm not a supervisor.
So I don't need to repeat it all for you. That's a waste of my time and yours.
Okay, well, I mean, the sooner we can be able to identify you, the sooner we can cut you loose.
So y'all are going to punish me and keep me detained because you're not getting your way.
It's not a punishment.
Yeah,
You're
it is.
being detained and we have a legal
For what? What's
No,
your reasonable
trespassing.
articulate suspicion now committed a crime?
Trespassing.
Trespassing?
I find that
How-
most
how are
cops
you
don't
getting
know
that?
about
He's
RAS,
explaining.
your reasonable
He worked here.
articulable
He's explaining
suspicion.
he worked here.
Well, then you can,
Yeah, I'll talk. No, I'm not talking
Maybe
to you at all.
20% of
How
them
about that? I'm
do,
not
but
listening to
80% of
you
them
either.
don't. Of course, the
You're just
First
as
Amendment
full of
auditors
shit as
capitalize
they are.
on that.
you know what, you
Um,
right now.
I'm not. You're in a.
Don't try to educate
I'm
the
sorry.
cop, try to humiliate him like she's doing here.
Me and Todd here, we're fine. But
Who said you weren't?
I need to get you ID. We can be fine if I can get your ID. That's all it is.
What crime are you gonna charge me with?
I've already gone over this with you twice. In my part.
Then you're not getting my ID.
You're here.
No.
Private property.
State of Tennessee, I do not have to give you my ID unless I'm charged with a separate crime.
That's not true.
It is
Being
true.
detained for a crime.
You're being
I'm-
detained for
yeah,
reasonable
I'm
suspicion,
detained.
which means
Ta-da.
you do have to give me your ID.
Ta-da! No, I don't.
Yes, it does.
No, RAS doesn't work in
Okay,
Tennessee.
well, then he can be charged with
No.
resisting assault.
No, I haven't resisted any
RAS
assault.
doesn't work in Tennessee.
I'm resisting
I have to look into
your
that.
wants and wishes.
Of course, I live in Florida.
I'm going by the law. By law.
In the parking lot where nobody else is.
I think RAS works in Florida, or is the law.
Right. So why are you still fucking with me when you know what we're doing?
Your ID and I
That's
can get
all
ID,
your ego.
we
This
have
is
to
your
There's the
ego.
first
This is all
F-bomb.
your ego.
I have to do
No,
this.
fuck your ego.
Okay.
It's not an ego thing. It's
It is.
a protocol.
It isn't.
It is.
No, it's your protocol to ask for it, but that doesn't mean I have to give it to
Yes,
you.
it does.
No.
Yes, it does.
Call
But if you
your
were
supervisor.
polite and nice and respected the
Either
police,
arrest
you
me
would
for
give
a
it to them.
separate crime,
Why not?
do what you
What do
need
you have to
do.
hide?
So we need to,
You already know. We've been talking this to death.
These guys aren't being tyrants.
Because why? You don't think you have the, you don't
Because you're full of
They
shit.
look at your
So we
ID,
need somebody
call it
better than
in.
you in charge.
You're not
That's
on
what
any
they're there
list,
for.
they let you go.
I'll get my supervisor.
But it doesn't
Thank
make a
you.
good video. And that's really her objective. Get those subscriber counts up. She's got a lot of them. I can't remember her name. I wonder how much YouTube pays these folks. It's not like they have a million subscribers, but
It's
a lot of them
off
have
Dallas
100,000.
Pike, next to a Best Western Plus at an office.
Just curious how
park.
much that's worth.
One airport drive.
One airport drive.
I
is
don't
the
care about
address,
that. I
Preston.
really don't. I just think they treat cops like shit.
More than that. Even though they're out there.
All this time and energy over bullshit
we're not saying you're doing anything wrong.
I've been doing this for a whole lot of years.
when they could have just given her driver's license. Even though she didn't legally have to, she could just do it anyway.
Right off the
So they're on their way. But that doesn't make a good video. We still got 20% left of this video.
Is that the supervisor?
He's not my. This is another officer.
All of this, y'all don't have anything better to do? So we've got 3 officers, 1 in
Because you're
training
tying them up.
before we even get the supervisor. How efficient.
Well, you don't call the supervisor. The supervisor wants to know why he's has to come out here. That's why you ask the question. So right now he's explaining to the supervisor why. So, yes,
But that guy's not a supervisor, he's a spectator. Because there's something going on, here's another
These First
spectator.
Amendment
That guy.
auditors are
Is he the
becoming
supervisor?
noticed
He
around the
said
country,
no.
of course.
Right, so he just came for the
A lot of
show.
what they do is
'Cause y'all
very
are
good.
Bored.
Um,
Bored, had
but
nothing to do.
in terms of how
You've
they're
already done
disrespectful
jacking off for the
and
day.
dehumanizing to the police in many instances, that's not good. How they tie up the resources. In fact, DeLand, Florida, just passed a law that prohibits First Amendment or cameras in the waiting room, the public waiting room of a public building.
Okay, no one but an officer
Probably an
complained about
unconstitutional
trespassing.
law.
Nobody was here.
I'm sure someone's going to challenge it. And then they also have a rule with the police force.
I'm
The
not talking
police
to you.
force do not record
What is
their
this
body
car number?
cams. Do not
Hold on
turn
a
on their
second.
body cams
Yeah, you're live.
when it's a First Amendment
None of your
auditor
business. I'm
call.
right here with the police cars getting numbers off of
Not sure
them.
why that
Kiss
is.
my ass.
She just told him to kiss her ass. That's really good. And they do this to antagonize the police. Go around and take video of the police car like they're going to do something with
This
that
one
video.
is that asshole.
They're not. But it pisses the cops off. It's just more disrespect. Even though they can do it, and technically it's public property.
So impressive. Since they're not obligated to protect and serve, they are called Nashville's guardians instead of having protect and serve on their cars. And I don't have to give your ID.
I need you to understand that when a police officer has reasonable suspicion, the law states we have the right to ID people.
No, you don't.
We don't.
Or you would be doing it right now.
Here's what I encourage you to
You
do.
would do it right now.
I already have.
You-
I've
no,
asked
you-
for your ID at least 10 times. And you've refused.
Right, right. And then you punitively detain me. Just to
That's
punish
not-
me because you know I'm not
that's
going to do it.
punitive.
Yeah, that's punitive.
I encourage you to look up the statute about that
I encourage you to.
whenever you leave.
You're the one that's supposed to know.
And I do know.
Then you're either lying to me or you're ignorant to it.
Okay.
You choose which one
You
looks
can
best
believe
to
whatever
you.
you want to believe. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not
All
gonna
right.
tell you otherwise.
Bye, everybody.
You and Todd are free to leave.
Thank you.
So she didn't ID. She won technically. But what's the cost? You know, you tied up the officer's time, maybe 30 minutes. They called the supervisor. They have to have a conversation with the supervisor, so you're interrupting the supervisor's day. You know, they could have been cooperative. This isn't the, Nazis that they're dealing with. If they're not going to do anything with the ID that you provide them when requested, other than make sure you're not a wanted felon. They're trying to keep society safe. And you disrespect, throw out F-bombs, and just have a total obstinate attitude. Anyway, well, hit that like and subscribe, and we'll see you at the next video. Take care.